Okay, so I am answering questions that people asked me like a week ago, and I previously made a video answering the questions, and it came out to be like a 20 some minute video, and I tried to edit it and blah blah blah, and that's fine, but since I've made that video, some of my answers have actually changed, so I figured why not just try to make a new one and it'll be easier, blah blah blah, and I'll just not edit it and throw it up. Okay, first question from Nerdy Kayla925. What was your motivation to lose weight? Well, my motivation, let's see here. Okay. Well, at first it was, I don't know, at first I didn't really have like motivation inside of me. Like, I didn't start working out and dieting on my own. Someone approached me and was like, hey, I want to change your life. Let's start working out and all that stuff. And at first I was like, well, okay. But like I took offense to it. I was like, damn, am I that bad? But yeah, we worked out, and I mainly was trying so hard because I didn't want to waste his time. I didn't want to, like my trainer, I didn't want to waste his time in the gym and his commitment with me, so that's why I worked so hard. I honestly, like, I did care. I wanted to lose weight, but I wanted it to just go off on its own. So, off the bat, my motivation was just so I didn't waste his time. But then, as I started to see, like, wow, I can really do this, and I'm feeling so much better, it turned into just the desire to just want to be healthy. Like, I have always been looked at as, like, the fat girl and, like, the funny fat girl, and just, I mean, guys would drool over my friends because they're so pretty and so in shape, and they wouldn't even look at me. So that was kind of, well, not kind of, it was very upsetting. Um, I would never express to them like how it made me feel or anything, just because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I did this to myself. Um, I mean, it's kind of like stabbing yourself in the heart and being like, ah, that hurt. Like, put a band aid on it, somebody. It's like you did that to yourself. Kind of. Um, but yeah, I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to, like, live. I wanted to get a boyfriend and fall in love and do things that people in relationships do, and if you know what I mean. Um, I mean, not that I've done that yet or come close to it. Well, at least not anytime recently. Um, but also, I wanted to not be embarrassed when I would leave the house. I didn't want to run into people I went to high school with because I gained even more weight. And it's like, wow, the fat girl got fatter. So, yeah, it's just to get healthy, to give off a healthy appearance. Um, yeah, I want to look good. And I don't know. Ever since, I don't know, it's really weird. It's really weird looking back. Just thinking like how many months ago, like where I was. Not my environment, but like inside, like how self-conscious I was, and how little confidence I had, and just how much I didn't want to be here anymore. It just, I don't know, I just wanted everything to go away, and just, I don't know. I felt trapped. I literally felt trapped inside my own body, and it's just so surreal, like feeling the way I feel. It's an indescribable feeling. I mean, there are times I look in the mirror and I'm like, ugh, like, ugh. I just don't see any attraction. But then there's days where I'm like, wow, never in a million years would I have thought that you could look like this. And it's moments like those little moments that make it all worth it and make me want to lose more. Because it's like, if I can find myself to be somewhat attractive right now, like, what if I lost 20 more pounds or 30 more pounds? So it's always that yearning to, like, see how far I can go and see how happy I can be. I don't know. It's just, it's an overwhelming feeling. So, yeah. I guess, like, seeing yourself, your your own accomplishments is motivation. Um, from flab2fab.com asks, um, job or career wise, what are you working towards to do for a living? Nursing. I'm going to, well, I started out at Kent State University in 2010, and I started out with nursing because I thought that would be a good idea, but I mean, I was 250 pounds then, well, around there. I had gained more weight that year. um, yeah, so I was very unhappy. So I didn't care about my life, and I didn't care about my school or my future. Um, so I didn't really try. I didn't go to class. I had horrible insomnia, and I I don't know, I sucked at school. Um, so I said I didn't like nursing, but I got that confused for me just being lazy. So I switched over to education, and wasn't for me. And now I'm back in nursing at a community college, and so far I'm doing pretty well. I'm I'm I don't know. This is I'm in my third year, kind of. No, I don't know what I'm in. Honestly, it's my college career has been one giant ball of fuck. And what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm in like this basic sciences. I'm in organic chemistry right now, and psychology and English composition 2 and CPR. But recently, in the past couple days, I have decided that I think I want to go back to Kent State University, just because their nursing program is outstanding. It's fifth in the nation, and I mean, I want to go for my bachelor degree anyway, and with the community college, I cannot get that. So eventually, throughout time, I'm going to need to, so why not just do it now? So that is my tentative plan. I haven't really gone over it with my parents yet, but that's what I would love to do, is to go back to Kent State and get my BSN. And then you ask, what's your dream? I didn't really know how to take that as far as like my personal dream or like my dream job. And I see that you have like celebrity actor, but just in case I answer your question wrong, my dream job would be, well, number one would be to do absolutely nothing. I would love to just sit around all day, but if I had to pick a job, then I would want to be probably a chef. There's a lot of things that I love to do, but as far as I can remember, this is what, this is one of the first things I can remember loving to do, and I still continue to love it just as much as the first time I picked up my spatula and flipped that grilled cheese over. That was the first thing I made, was a grilled cheese. And I was about 5 or 6 years old, but I've always had a passion for it, and I've always loved experimenting with food and seeing what I can create. What is my dream? Which I think you're asking dream job, but I'll answer this anyway, just in case. My dream would be that they find a cure for the diseases that my brother has. Angelman syndrome, epilepsy, cerebral palsy. I know it's not going to happen, but that would be my dream. That would be a miracle. And yeah. My little brother, he's 17. His name's Jeff, and he lives at hahaha, which is a facility for children with special needs and disabilities. It's a really great place. I somewhat feel nervous telling people that he doesn't live with us, because I don't know how people are going to think of my parents and their decision to have him live there. For the first 9 years of his life, he lived at home, and we had nurses for 15 hours a day in and out of the house, helping my parents take care of him so they could go to work and everything. And plus, my parents didn't know about all the medical stuff that he needed and everything. They know a lot, but they don't. He needed a nurse. And when a spot opened up at hahaha, it's like a 1 in a million thing. It only happens when someone passes away and there is an available bed for him. So, at that time, he was becoming very strong. It was kind of unsafe for him to live at the house, just because he would get into things. And I don't know, our house it wasn't built for him. He can't walk or talk, so he either had to crawl around or be carried. And my parents, if he were home now, their backs would be thrown out. He's heavy, and he's very, very strong. So it's a lot better for him there. He's been a lot healthier too. When he was living at home, he was in and out of the hospital all the time. And there were so many times that I can recall that we thought we were going to lose him. And ever since he's been there, he's just been so much healthier. And he's been there for 8 years. Wow. But yeah, ever since he's been there, he's been very, very healthy. Knock on wood. Or computer screen. So that would be my dream. Worst movie and favorite movie you've ever seen. Worst movie, which pisses me off to talk about. I hate this movie. It's called Hereafter with Matt Damon. And it's about this dude that can reach the people in the beyond. And that would be great if the story had a story. There is nothing. It's a movie about nothing. It's so bad. And you couldn't pay me to watch that movie. But if you want to see how bad it is for yourself, go ahead. But that would be the biggest waste of your time. Ugh. Favorite movie. That's probably one of the hardest questions a person can answer, because it's it's just so hard to, like, I don't know, pick one. Um, I don't know. Um, there's a lot of like genres that I have favorites in. Like I hate scary movies. I think they're stupid. And I hate comedies. Um, like comedies, not romantic comedies. Those are great. Those are probably my favorite actually. My favorite movie of all time, probably Across the Universe. And I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I have seen that probably more than any other movie besides like Titanic. But Across the Universe was a really good movie. It's about this guy who leaves England and comes to America to like find work or something, and he meets these people and they sing and blah blah blah. It takes place, I believe, in the 60s or 70s. I think the 70s. Yeah, during the Vietnam War, and yeah, they sing Beatles songs. It's all Beatles songs, and they're all named after Beatles characters like Jude and Max, Lucy, Prudence. So it's a really interesting movie, and I love it. All right, Belinda's weight loss journey. When do you graduate? Good question. I have no idea. Um, if I stay at Tri-C, which is the community college I'm at, then I'll be done with my associates in like a year and a half. Maybe 2 years, but I don't know. If I go back to Kent, then I'll be done in either 3 or 3.5 with my bachelor. So that's why I would love to go back to Kent. What's your major? Nursing? What happened to Dan? Dan. Well, it was nice to talk to him, but he's a freaking weirdo. He like worships the devil, and he's just very awkward to talk to. Um, yeah, I mean I'm fine with people not believing in God, but when you like worship the devil, that's like a whole nother thing. It's scary. Um, his tattoo like has something to do with that too. So, I mean, if you're gonna like publicize that you worship the devil, then you're fucked up. Okay, thong or granny panties? Well, I have a broad selection of underwear, ranging from, well, they're not like granny, okay, yeah, they're like granny panties. And I have one thong, but I've never worn it because I think it would be uncomfortable. Um, but the typical pair that I wear are called Tongas, by Aerie, which is a branch of Aeropostale, and I don't know how to describe them. You should look them up. Yeah, they're called Tonga, Tangas, Tongas. Yeah, and they're like lacy and they're great. Um, yeah, and I only wear the granny panties when it's, that time of the month, just so I don't ruin the good ones. My favorite color is eggplant purple. Comedy or horror movie? I hate horror movies, and I hate comedies. Like stupid comedies. Comedies that are meant to be funny and carry a bad storyline. Um, I like movies that are about things. So romantic comedies are good, and romance, Not a big sci-fi person. Yeah. I'd say romantic comedies are my favorite. Have you ever been in love or lust? I've never been in love. I've probably been in lust. I don't really know the exact definition of it. Let me look it up, actually, so I can give you an answer and see what I'm talking about here. Let's see. Lust. Lust means an emotion or feeling of intense desire in the body. Okay. So, what does that mean? The lust for sex. Okay. So lust, it means like to desire something. So I guess to desire a man? Like, I don't know. Does that mean like to desire because of appearance? I don't know. Well, if that is so, then yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've always like categorized lusting as something bad just because of the way people talk about it. And I mean, I kind of had an idea of what people meant about lust when they were talking about it, but I never very strong sexual desire. Oh. Yeah. Only every day of my life. I'm just kidding. That's so awkward. Yeah, I have. Probably a couple times, maybe two. I think I lusted over Dan. I kind of jumped the gun on that one before I really got to know him. Alright. Alright, and then from Mega Bunny. Mega Bunny. Your strongest political views. Okay. Well, first of all, I think anyone in politics is just full of shit. And I just I wouldn't say that I have like a particular party that I would categorize myself in, but I would say I'm more like moderate to liberal. The topics of abortion and homosexuality, I have contrasting views from the Republican side or conservative. Well, most Republicans are conservative, I think. Yeah, I believe that in certain circumstances, abortion isn't okay, but I mean, it's a choice that should be given to the person that the mother. But I'm talking like if you fuck up and you get pregnant because you're an idiot, that's you. Like, live with it. But if something happens to you, like rape or like incest, which I will say, what the fuck were you doing anyway? But like I think that kind of stuff, like, I think if I were in that situation, I would want it to be done. And also, if it is going to be done, then it needs to be done early on. Like, before the baby is a baby. Before the baby, well, I guess while the baby is in the embryonic stage, like, what is that, the first month or so? I know that at the very beginning it's a zygote, but I feel like once people realize they're pregnant, it's like way past that point. So yeah, definitely needs to be caught early on if it's gonna be done. I was raised pro-life, where like no matter what, like you're gonna have the baby, and um, I even won like art contests in the right to life contests. Um, but that's just because I had grown up being taught that, but now I'm making my own views and seeing what I think is right. Um, so yeah, I disagree that abortion should be illegal. Okay, homosexuality. I think that it's no one's business what two people do, as long as they aren't like killing people. um, I do not see a problem with homosexuality at all. Um, they're people, and what right do we have from stopping people from living their life? I actually got in an argument one time with someone at my cousin's church. I asked them, well, we were in a conversation about some questions I had. Like I asked about um, homosexuality. That was a big one that we talked about, and um, what the. Oh my gosh, brain fart. I'm sorry. Oh, this video is longer than I thought it would be. Oh my god, homosexuality. Oh my god, I'm like freaking out. Why am I doing this? Okay. Focus, focus, focus. Oh, okay. So, we were talking about homosexuality, and um I disagreed with what she said. She said that God does not approve of it. And there was this video of Martin Sheen on the West Wing talking about homosexuality and relating it to other things in the Bible. Because someone was saying that the Bible says that it's wrong to be homosexual. And Martin came back and said, well, um, something, something, something. I'm totally gonna put the link down there because that's one of my favorite YouTube videos now. Crap. So, anyway, I was starting to get a little heated because I was like, what the fuck? Like, wouldn't you want people to be happy? And so I was like, okay. So, if you had a child that turned out to be homosexual, then you would want them to keep that all inside and not act on it and not truly be happy. And she said yes. And I was like, wow, that is sad. Because it is. Why wouldn't you want someone to be themselves and be happy? It's ridiculous. Like, who cares? If I see someone walking down the road that's homosexual, like, what gives me the right to say, you shouldn't be homosexual? That's wrong. It's like saying, you shouldn't wear a ponytail. That's wrong. Like, that's none of your business what I do. Like, you're straight, you're gay. You have your own separate lives, you do your own separate things. Why does everyone have to be the same? Do we have the same eye color and the same hair color? Do we all weigh the same? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I know it's something that is becoming, I wouldn't say more common, but more commonly exposed. Um, I mean, I feel like compared to like 300 years ago, it is more common, but I mean, it's still around then. It's not like people saw it on the news, or not the news, they saw it on a TV show and it looked cool, so they wanted to try it. Like, they didn't have TV 300 years ago, but stuff like this still went on. And I don't know, it pisses me off when people say that they choose to be gay too. Because it's like, what person would choose to live a life that they have to fight for their right to be happy? They have to be judged constantly by people. They're like ridiculed in school, death threats, uh, like suicidal thoughts just because you you feel like you can't be yourself and that no one accepts you. What person would choose that? I know I wouldn't. I have friends who are homosexual, and seeing the struggles, the personal, the emotional struggles that they have gone through, like coming out, saying they're gay, and dealing with people and just dealing with it themselves, trying to accept it themselves. It was like the hardest thing for them. So, what person would choose that? And what person would tell you that you don't have the right to be with someone and live in a partnership? Like, what what person gave you that right? Like, that's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Just makes me so frustrated. So, this video was long, I'm sorry. Okay, and it really pisses me off when people like rag on Obama saying that he did nothing. Have you tried being president? It's hard. And it's hard to come out of such a huge deficit. I mean, I'm not saying it was all George Bush's fault, but there was not supposed to be a but after that. I was supposed to say period and then start a new sentence. um like, we've been struggling for how long? And you expect to magically see prosperity in 4 years? I mean, I know he may have made some mistakes, but I mean, you have to realize that it's not all his fault. It's not just one person that is deciding this. I mean, that's why there's like Congress and courts and other people and stuff. Yeah, it's not like he thinks of an idea and then the next day is like, this is what we're doing. No, you have to go through a bunch of people to get this decision voted on, and they have to like do a bunch of planning and stuff and all that. So don't blame Obama, blame everybody. And yeah, people are struggling and they need someone to blame. So why not the person with the most power in the country? or seemingly the most power in the country. I don't know if he really does have the most power, just because, like I said, he doesn't get to make every single decision alone. But I don't know. Presidents can't please everybody. This is actually like the first time that a Republican has been running, and I actually hate them. Most of the times I'm like, I respect who's going to be my president because they're my president. But now I'm just like, I hate Romney. I think he's a big douche idiot. So go Obama. Alright, have a good day. I hope you don't think I'm weird.